In this video, I'm going to show you how to put in your ends for Roosimine. I'm going to show you this on the giant swatch I created when designing the Kilp sweater from Traditions Revisited Modern Estonian Knits. Now with Roosimine, you have to add one added step to weaving in your ends. So with knitting Roosimine, you will know that we've only knitted with one color, our main color, and our contrast color we just pulled forwards and backwards as we were knitting to create beautiful floats making our pattern. If I were to leave the end, which I've got one here and one at the top of my swatch, as they are, if I were to pull on this, give it a good pull, I could pull out all the floats that I created. So before we do kind of more classic finishing, putting ends in, we have to add an added step to this process, which is anchoring our contrast color. So I'm just going to thread my contrast color in to my tapestry needle. So by anchoring, we're going to create a knot around a purl bump on the wrong side of our work. The knot is going to basically attach our contrast color to the fabric that we've knit so that they become one, and then you won't have any concerns of your yarn being pulled out. So I'm going to insert my tapestry needle into the purl bump to the left or right of where my contrast color tail is coming out. Now you want to pick the side based on where you've got the most number of floats in the matching colors. So like stranded colorwork and Fair Isle, we're going to match our tails to matching color floats or stitches. So with this, it could mean that you will be working possibly vertically, diagonally, or horizontally. So in this case, I think I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to work into the floats, well, to this side because I've got more options going this way than I do to the right. So I'm going to insert my tapestry needle into the purl bump to the left, pull through. I'm not going to pull all the way, so I want to keep a little loop. I'm going to take my needle and go back through that loop to make a knot. Now, this is where you want to go slow and steady as you tighten the knot, because as you tighten this knot, it's going to affect the tension on the last float on the right side. So, and it does not need to be the world's tightest knot. So I'm just going to slowly close that down, pull it in place. So like so. Again, it does not need to be super, super tight, just enough that it's holding that in place. And as you see, you're not going to see that knot from the right side. And just check that your tension on that float is good. Once that's fine, you're then going to weave into matching colors, depending if you've got multiple colors being used. So I'm going to go mostly into floats. So with the contrast colors in Roosimine, they'll all be floats. Again, you might be moving vertically, horizontally, or even diagonally. I will be moving diagonally here. So I'm going to weave in through floats. You can also, I sometimes like to do this, split through the float, so you can split the yarn in your float as you're weaving in. And you want to go about 2 to 3 floats. So I'm just going to do a third one here. Working along. Again, in this case, I'm working diagonally as that's the best path. And then I'm going to double back to my knot. So go back the way I came through those floats again to my knot. You can pierce the yarn of the floats. And then I'm going to insert my needle through the center of the knot and pull through like so. And once that's done, you can then take your scissors and trim the excess. And that will keep your contrast color firmly in place and that end woven in.